Hello, this is Brian, and we're back again today. Today I'm going to be doing a video for you guys on how to make a Paiute Deadfall trap. Now, I've already shown you guys how to make a figure 4, a traditional figure 4 trap. Paiute Deadfall is kind of taking that design and knocking it up one notch to a faster, more efficient trap. Easier to put together, better hair trigger. Figure 4s are always a good trap if you're low on resources. And you know, because all you need to use is sticks. But a Paiute Deadfall does require a little bit of cordage to make it work. So we're going to be showing you how to make one of those today, and basically kind of give you guys an example and show you guys why it is a more efficient trap than a standard figure 4 trap. So we'll be right back. Let me go ahead and get everything set up for you guys, and we'll go from there. Alright, and we're back. So basically, to make a Paiute Deadfall, what you're going to need, so you're going to need some cordage. In this case, I'm just going to use a piece of paracord. You're going to need 3 sticks. You're going to need a supporting stick, just like you do with the figure 4. You're going to need a cross stick, an angular stick, just like you do with the figure 4. But instead of, basically, let me see if I can get it off here for you. The third stick, well, actually you need 4 for this one. I'm mistaken, I'm sorry. The other stick that you're going to need, the one that changes, the added stick, if you will, is actually, let's see if I can break it off here for you, is actually a, I guess you could say a peg. It's just a small piece of wood about this long. And that is going to be where all your weight is being taken up with this type of trap. So let me go ahead and snap this off for you so I can get it going. The type of wood I found is kind of bad for breaking, so I'm going to have to score it all the way around. Nice piece of hardwood, but it's very fibrous hardwood. Will you break now? Nope. Surprised at how strong this little piece of wood is. There we go. Alright. So there you go. You have your little peg. Now it doesn't have to be sharp. You can just go ahead and kind of cut that off. What you do want is for it to have flat edges. So when you're making this, just kind of flatten down 2 sides to help grab your trigger stick. They don't have to be perfectly flat. You just want to be flat enough to catch. Alright, so see how I've flattened that down there? Flat there. Alright, so we have this stick, and then we need our trigger stick, which with the Paiute Deadfall needs to be thin and fairly long. And you'll find out why when we actually get to set it up. So a nice thin stick is what you're looking for here. Because this stick, unlike the other one, this stick doesn't hold any of the weight. Not like it does during a figure 4. So you can go with a much thinner, more easily activated size with this type of trap. Alright, so basically we have our 4 sticks, and we're going to go ahead and set it up. So with this particular type of trap, you don't need to do anything with this one here. So we're just going to nail that into the ground. So I guess you should sharpen it, because with a Paiute Deadfall, it's so touchy that you really need to make sure it's set into the ground really well. You don't want any kind of play, because it can fall over and accidentally trigger. So we have that. So that's in the ground now. And I'll show you guys this in just a second. I'm just showing you guys how to kind of set everything up right now. But basically, at that point, you're going to take this stick here, which is going to be your angular stick, and you're going to set it up just like with the figure 4, so that it has a nice piece coming off the top. You don't want the stick to, or the weight to fall and balance itself on your supporting stick. So it's important that you create a good notch on it, far enough down the stick that you still have good leverage action over here, but you have enough room over here that you can balance it like that, and it's well away from your supporting stick, so when it triggers, it'll flip up and out of the way. So you have this, so basically you just want to make a little notch here, nice flat side there, and I'll show you, like I said, I'll show you here in just a second, so that when you put this on, it locks in well. Alright? But that's it. As far as cuts go, you're done. So let me go ahead and I'll bring the camera down, and we will I'll show you guys how to set this up, and hopefully you'll be able to use it yourself in a survival or emergency situation. So I'll be right back. Hold on. Hello and welcome to Ground Level. And basically what I have here is I have my support stick. This is what's going to actually balance the weight. I have my cross stick, and then I have my toggle. Now I've gone ahead and tied the toggle on to save a little bit of time. And basically what you're going to do is you're going to take your little toggle here, you wrap it around there, and that's what actually supports the weight. Now I know this thing is a little bit elevated, but I am working with paracord, and paracord does have a tendency to stretch. So let's go ahead and try it out. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to take your weight, you're going to find the balance point here, just like you did before. Alright, with the figure 4 trap. You're going to take your toggle, and you're going to hook it like this, right there. But you're going to wrap it around the base of your supporting stick. And what that's going to do is it's going to hold the weight of the rest of the trap, like that. Now as you can see, I'm not holding it with anything serious. I'm just holding it with one finger. That's why this is a hair trigger trap. Now what you're going to do is you're going to take your trigger stick here and just kind of bury one end in the ground a little bit. And then you're just going to take come on. I see what's going on here. Let's go ahead and break that piece off. You can either jam it in the ground, you can jam it up against the actual weight. You just want to make sure that it's securely placed wherever it is you need it to be. And there you are. So there is how I've set it up. I've actually put it up against the weight. You can see the weight's up here. This little string right here is how it's set up. Now let me move you over to this side. Alright, so bear with me. Okay, so there's your toggle. Let's see if I can get it back in the shot. There it is. Alright, so there's your toggle right here. And it's just wrapped around the stick so that the back is facing that way. And there's your trigger stick, just barely set on there. And I have it jammed right up against the weight. And then everything is balanced up here just like that. So let me go ahead and move you guys to a safe distance and then trigger it, and you guys can see what I mean. It is a much faster trap than what you would normally see. Whoop, sorry about that. But it is a significantly faster trap than what you would normally find, especially with something like a figure 4 deadfall. But basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to trigger this without hurting myself. Alright. Let's see where it... So you just... So keep dropping, you guys. Let's go ahead, we'll get back to the chair and we'll finish this up. Be right back. But there you have it. That's how you build a Paiute Deadfall trap. Much more of a hair trigger than a figure 4. Easier to build than a figure 4. Not nearly as much cutting and notching and everything else. So it's a faster trap to build, faster to set up. Just a better version of a figure 4. The only catch is you need to have cordage. Now you can use any cordage you want. Handmade, paracord, whatever you happen to have on hand is perfectly fine. As far as traps in general go, I said this on my last trap video, I'm going to say it on all my trap videos. More is better. The more traps you have, the better. Traps in general have a very, very low success rate, so make sure you have plenty of them. Next, traps have to rest. So if you are going to be using a trap as a way of getting food, don't expect to catch anything for a few days, because your scent is all over that trap. And animals are naturally going to try to avoid that trap. So when you set one up, just don't expect to catch anything. You should still check it just in case, but don't expect anything to be there. Too many people set up a trap, check it after 2 hours, nothing's there, and they give up. It could take several days before the animal is actually going to go and investigate it, because your scent is all over it. So there's that. Next, make sure that you change your trap's locations. After you catch an animal, maybe 2 in that location, change your location for your trap. You don't want to have a permanent trap set up in that exact spot, because animals will start avoiding it. So make sure that you move your traps around to different game trails, different animal hotspots, to make sure that you are, keeping animals from permanently changing their paths. You want to make sure that you know where those paths are, and catch an animal maybe to move the trap to a different path. That way animals will continue using that old path, and you won't have to go out and constantly find new places to set up your traps. But otherwise, it's pretty simple, pretty easy, pretty straightforward. I hope I was able to demonstrate for you guys fairly well on how the trap is set up. And my next trap will be a snare trap. So keep an eye out for that one. I'll be right back, and see you guys next time. Bye-bye.